Hi guys, it's Dennis once again, and I'm back with another exciting project from Muku Poultry Farm. This is gonna be a 450 layer structure, and it's really a masterpiece. This project is specifically to motivate those people who are always complaining that I'm living in a tiny place, I'm living in a residential area, I don't have enough capital, I want to start small. Those people complaining that I'm always at home, I need a side job. These people complaining that I have my kids, but they are always at home, they are loitering on the village, they have nothing to make them busy. This project is for you people. If you look closely, you realize that this is a home, someone's home, who sat down and thought about it. He was having a place, however small it was, but it wasn't being used. So he chose to make it of use. So this is for you people. Like, if at all you're having any place, just make use of it. That is it. Just make use of it. So of course he had to call Muku Poultry because he was sure that we can construct something better that can reach his dream, as in the thing that can fit the beauty of his home. And this is what I always tell you, that never be ashamed that no, I'm having a very nice home, I cannot put up a structure, a chicken structure in my home, it will kill the beauty of my home. My dear, it can only happen when you use unprofessional people. But when you use Muku Poultry, we guarantee you the beauty of the structure. Remember the rules we follow. We are always sure that we have to give you a strong structure, a beautiful structure, and a standard structure. So as you always know us, we had to come in and we show our expertise. You know, I've had many people raising this issue that, you know, your thing looks to be so easy. Why do you make them expensive? Yet they are very, very easy. My dear, they look easy because they are done by professionals. So if you want to realize that it's not easy, just get our video, give it to any merchant you're sure about or contractor you're sure about, and tell them to construct exactly that same thing. That's when you realize that it's not easy. So we make them easy because we've been in it several times, we've done enough mistakes, and through our mistakes we've gained the expertise to do the thing the way you do it. So it's not as easy as it looks to be. No, we just make them to be easy and beautiful the way you do it, you see it. So back to our job. Just, if at all you've been following our videos, you know all the steps. We never miss any step during the construction. We never miss it. Like treating our paws, it's always a must. You have to treat our paws, and we treat it in several ways. Many people are asking me, like, what do I use to treat our paws? We use two options. We either use a wood preservative or we use the old oil from vehicles. So you can get any oil from any garage, the used oil, and you smear it around the paw. Then you always have to cover the paw with a polythene bag. It's a must. Why? We have mainly two reasons. The first reason, we want to keep our timber dry within the soil. We want to keep it as dry as we can. So this polythene helps us to keep this timber somehow dry within the soil. Another thing, in case we are smearing this oil, there are some places on the timber which don't get that oil or the wood preservative. So when we put on this polythene, it minimizes on the capacity of these termites to reach the timber. You get it? So it helps us a lot. That's why we always use those two steps on our timber. Anyways, we continue with our thing. Just the way you can see it, like we wanted to minimize the place, so we had to put this structure on the wall, exactly on the fence wall. But putting this structure on the fence wall meant reducing the air circulation within the structure. I've always told you this. It meant reducing the air saturation in the structure. So here we had two options: either to leave the space behind the fence wall so that air can flow into the structure, but unfortunately we were not sure about the security behind the fence wall. So that wasn't gonna be practical because we had to raise this fence wall so that we ensure the security of our structure. So that way we had to just increase on the height of the structure. So this structure was somehow high compared to other structures we've been constructing, because we needed more air saturation within the structure. Just the way you can see, we are trying to increase the curtain wall so that it reaches the height of our structure, so that we are sure about the security behind the fence wall. Hope we are on the same page. This is our structure. It's already taking a very nice shape. I told you we are always perfect in the way we do. These are our timbers. We are gonna lay our iron sheets there. We've started already. Just the way you can see, our structure is already taking a very nice shape. This is our wall. We are finishing to build it in the background, so we had to build it very neatly to match the fence wall, just the way you can see it. So we used the concrete bricks on the wall because we wanted it to match. Then on our curtain wall of the structure, we used our clay or soil bricks. So just the way you can see it, we are trying to finish up the roofing. You know, we are always trying to catch time as much as we can, because we want you to start your project. We don't want to delay you. No, we always fast. We are always fast in whatever we do. So this is our structure. It's a really nice one. However much it's not yet finished, but even if you are a client, you can easily see that it's already nice. We don't have to leave any space there because you don't want to give access to any wild bird within the structure. So we have to seal it very well. Hope you can see our structure. We are done with the roofing. Now we are in the final stage. The moment we are done with the roofing, it's like our structure is almost done. So as you can see, we had to level the ground. From leveling the ground, you also have to compact it. To compact it as much as we can. Remember, I told you the reason why we over compact this soil, it's because we don't use aggregate, the concrete. No, we don't use concrete. So we just put our mixed mortar. So just the way you can see, we are trying to clear the bricks to make it as neat as possible. Now we are inside and we are trying to finish it. This is summarizing the structure. Like I told you, we usually don't plaster these bricks inside, but this client was a classy one. So he told us, I want something as beautiful as possible. He told us, don't worry about the money. Just build something that can fit in my home, that can be as beautiful as possible. So it's why we had to do these extra things to make it as nice as we could. So these are our layering boxes. Remember, it's gonna be a layer structure, so we also had to put the laying boxes. That's just the way you can see them. We told you our laying boxes are always like this. Upon your request, we have other types of laying boxes, but we usually use these ones, and we usually recommend these ones because of their goodness in them. Like they are always neat. They give a structure a very nice shape, and of course, there are a lot of things I've been talking about these laying boxes. So their goodness, you cannot just finish them. So from plastering inside, we also had to come outside and we also do the same, so that we make it as nice as possible. I think you can also see that this structure is already a nice one. It's already taking a very nice shape, just the way you can see it. So from there, we had to finalize the laying boxes. You know, these laying boxes have a lot of steps we follow to, before they are all done. Like we also have to put covers on them. Like if the birds lay the eggs, these eggs shouldn't just hang up like that. We put the, how should I call this one, the door or something to close, to give these eggs privacy, and also to add on some darkness within these laying boxes. You know, these laying birds require some privacy, and they need those dark corners. So we need to make it as nice as possible. And now from there, we had to go on our mesh. Remember, I told you about this mesh. It's always a 2-layer. This mesh, we had to could give it some paint because I told you we are doing something classy that can fit the home. So from there we had to do the final leveling of our structure internally. Remember, we have to remove the slope, we have to remove it. So we are finalizing the mesh. We are always careful when putting this mesh. We have to make it strong and neat. We have to combine the two. Now this is our second mesh. I told you we use 2 layers. So this is the chicken mesh. It prevents the birds or the wild birds to penetrate within the structure. So we have to make sure that there is no any single bird that can penetrate the structure. Just the way you can see, we are trying to finalize it. This is our professional trying to see if at all everything is neat, done well. So from there, you also have to put on this eave. I told you the reason we put this eave. It's to avoid the direct sun into the structure. That's one. Another thing is to prevent on the storm. In case of a storm, we don't expect strong winds to enter the structure. So from there we had to put this gutter to collect the water. We don't want the water to splash into the whole compound, no. From there we are in our final stages, putting our mortar or the sand. We are in the final stages. Hope you can also see that we are finalizing it. Like I told you, we not only compact the soil, but we also compact the mortar we put. So we compact that too. We place it as much as we can. Like I told you, I gave you this example, the way they do the pavers or the concrete bricks, the way they do it, it's the way we do this floor. So it's why it becomes so strong upon finishing it. So here we are in our final stages of the floor. Yeah, we have to make it also nicer. We do it this way because we want it to also suck the moisture from the bedding. Hope you understand that. So thank you so much for keeping in touch. We are still finalizing our structure. Hope you can already see the beauty. If at all you saw where this video started from, you can easily see the beauty coming out. You get it. So these are our laying boxes, how they look internally. That's how they are. So they are already perfect. Now I think everything is almost done. We had to put some little steps that can help you enter well inside without falling. So we are finalizing the structure, and I think you can see the beauty. So it's not that we are bragging, but we also love the job we do. This is how it looked outside. Hope you can see its beauty. This is the final structure. This is how it was. This is how it looked. It was actually raining. So from even outside, we also had to make it neat the way we found it. Actually, much better than the way we found the place. So we had to level it up because we somehow mess up the area when doing our construction. So we also have to see that we leave it as neat as possible. So this is our structure. We are already done with each and everything. Otherwise, hope you can also agree with me that we don't just brag. We do something that is neat. Even if you're a classy person, you also love the farming basing on the structure we do give you. So this is our final structure, and it really came out to be as perfect as we expected them to be. So this is our laying boxes, how they look from outside. Like I told you, we do penetrate them from outside because we want to minimize the space inside. So that when you tell you that the structure is for 450 birds, the laying boxes don't take some of the part and you end up the structure accommodating 400 birds. No, the laying boxes are always penetrated outside. So this is our mesh. It's 2 layer the way you can see it, both the welded mesh and the expanded mesh. So otherwise, this is it, and thanks so much for watching, and let's always keep in touch. I will always try to share with you whatever I get for you people. So this was it, and Let's keep in touch on the next video, and bye bye.